Hello, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. And last time we saw fireworks. Oh, and we got that cool little animation and stuff, and I think we officially entered Rin's route. And look, we have this new little little scrap of paper on our main menu. So that's pretty cool. And oh yeah, we went on the roof and we looked at the sky, and then Emmy was like, "Why the hecky are you guys laying on the ground?" And we were like, "Don't worry about it." Thick, hot afternoon light invades the corridor, making the air feel heavy and lazy. My body feels weighed down by it as I drag it 2 doors down the hallway to the art classroom. Maybe this is part of the reason why I didn't join any clubs before. Afternoons just aren't suited for activities. Oh look! People's is doing stuff in here. There's I assume that's the blind kid that Rin is like, there's that guy. I knock on the door of the art room and open it. A girl who was possibly doing something important with the scroll of paper she's carrying turns to reckon me and smiles in a sweet, if a bit confused manner. Hello? This is the art club, right? Yep. You interested in joining? Yeah, in fact, I might already have done so, but we'll see. I give her a weak smile, and her own widens a notch, making me feel less nervous. Aw, she's cute. Great! Have a seat then. We'll start when the teacher gets here. And then the teacher never showed up. Without even scouting the room for a good spot, I walk quickly to the back of the room and settle myself on a free seat, apart from everyone else, like a loner. A few other members are lounging in their seats waiting for the teacher. Rin sits alone in a window seat looking outside. She's the only person here that I know, although a guy I've never really gotten along with from my own class is here too. Good old what's-his-face. Nobody else comes to greet me. Maybe introductions are left for later, so I just settle for silent observation as well. One boy has sunglasses on, an odd sight indoors were we not at Yamaku. I'll bet he's the blind student Rin was talking about. I hope that he's not. I hope he's just like some guy who just wears sunglasses indoors. Oh, I didn't read that. I'm pretty sure it's just like the guy come in the room. Nomiya walks over to stand behind the desk in 3 long strides, then gives a smile and a flamboyant greeting. Good afternoon, everyone! First things first, Hisao, there is a new member, so everyone get along with him. Oh, I said that wrong. It's fine. He winks at me unsettlingly. Wink. I'll wink back at him. All 8 members of the club, including myself, answer his greeting with considerably less enthusiasm. Still, people finally straighten up in their seats and begin to pay attention. I think some of you still have projects to work on, so please continue those if you like. As for the rest, I was thinking that today we could do some rough studies. How does that sound? Nobody answers except with some unintelligible murmurs, which Nomiya apparently interprets as a unanimous approval. Alright then! Everyone not working on other projects, choose a partner and draw a sketch of one another. You should be able to complete this today, but if not, we can continue it next time, or even do it again if you find it interesting. Remember to pay attention to lighting and shadows and give it your best shot. Pairing up. I feel pretty awkward about it, hardly knowing anyone here. I wish someone would ask me to be their partner. Go be partners with Rin. You know her. People stand up and move their chairs closer together, but nobody comes to be. Oh, he's so. Pretty soon, everyone else has paired off. Friends team up with each other, but I'm left alone. Well, there is Rin. She's sitting in the furthest corner of the classroom, still staring out the window and seemingly uninterested in taking part in the exercise. Since she's the only other one without a partner, I walk to her seat. I can't see her face because her hair is covering most of it, and she's looking away from me. Rin? I call out to her. No response. Hey, want to partner up? You're the only one I know here. She seems to finally acknowledge my presence, head turning like a robot as she looks to see who is addressing her. Rin doesn't answer, and I don't want to repeat the question either. I'm sure she heard it the first time. Why doesn't she say anything? It can't be such an awful fate to be paired up with me, can it? She doesn't look at my face, and instead stares directly at my chest and stomach. Stop. Don't stare at me. Oh, okay, why not? Okay, good, great, I'll get the stuff for us. Looking at the equipment Nomiya has prepared for today's meeting confuses me. Instead of graphite or pencils, we are apparently supposed to do ink sketches. Sure, why not? I've never done anything like that before. The teacher, however, seems confident in my ability to adapt to this medium. Simple! First, you do the outlines in ink. You let them dry, and then you shade with the diluted ink. This is called India ink. It works like watercolor. If you're comfortable with it, use a pen instead of a brush for the outlines. Got it. Oh, I didn't read that. Sorry. I pick up paper, water cups, one pen for me, one brush for Rin, and ink for both of us, then return to Rin. Grabbing a vacated chair from nearby, I seat myself directly opposite her. Do you want me to do it with my foot or my mouth? What did you say? She tilts her head, her brows forming questioning arcs as if she doesn't understand that I didn't understand the question. I don't mind drawing either way. You'll look better if I do it with my foot, though. With your foot, then. It's all the same to you. If it's all the same to you. Nodding in answer, Rin gets up from her seat and kicks off her sandals. In two fluid motions, she picks up the paper sheet and drops it on the floor, then snatches the brush between her toes before sitting on the floor in a weird, half-cross-legged position. Although I've seen her do everything with her feet already, from eating to painting, this display of dexterity is so prodigious that I just stare at her, stunned. Stunned face. Rin contemplates her blank paper intently. The sharp tip of her brush hovers over the paper in anticipation. When she raises her head to see if I'm ready, I quickly turn my face away. I'll go first. Pose for me. Pose for me. What kind of pose? It doesn't matter. That's the point. You have to make the sketch of the impression you get, not decide beforehand. I end up just sitting in my chair, my hands hanging limply between my knees. I look at her, she looks at me for a moment before beginning. Rin's stare is piercing, but impassive, as if we were trying to absorb a part of me into her own self. I feel like I'm physically shrinking under the pressure of her gaze. I get the feeling that for the first time since we met, Rin is actually looking at me, instead of in my general direction. Well, yeah, she's gotta draw you. She has to look at you. She sketches with confident, bold sweeps of the delicate brush, not caring about the potentially destructive consequences of any accidentally misplaced stroke. Just fix it in post. After she's happy with the outlines, she stands up, to pose for me, stretching out her back and legs. This time she doesn't look at me instead. Rin lets her gaze wander around the room. I'm relieved. It's easier to stare at someone when they aren't staring back at you. Just stare at each other. All day. Staring. Even so, I find it hard to get the sketch going. I'm not especially artistically talented, but I'm scared my portrait will turn into something disfigured, especially when compared to my partner's skills. I don't want to embarrass myself too badly on the first try. Rin is not helping the process either. She doesn't stand still for even 10 seconds, tilting her head from side to side to judge her drawing, biting her lower lip, looking unsatisfied, and constantly shuffling around like she was on hot coals. I finally managed to make some headway on my sketch, and with my outlines done, we both start inking in light and shadow and light. Shadow and light and light and shadow. Hey! Quit peeping on us! We're drawing! Nomiya passes by and remarks on the beginnings of our sketches. Very good! Standing figure is easier for a beginner to get the grasp of. But I didn't choose the pose. I look at him and then Rin in confusion, but he's already moving on to the next pair and Rin seems unresponsive. Just like when she was painting the mural, Rin has become so engrossed with her work that it seems she has shut me, the classroom, and the entire world itself out from her own little sphere of existence. As you do. Every now and then, she leans backwards, seemingly to get some perspective. Sometimes she bends forward, leaning down until her nose almost touches the paper. This rocking back and forth looks silly. Suddenly, Rin proves she hasn't completely drifted off into a world of her own and speaks. Are you having fun already? She doesn't raise her eyes from the drawing, which is a good thing. The breaking of the silence sends a jolt of surprise through me, as if I'd been electrocuted. I don't know yet, it's hard to say. I can't hear how she replies to my answer because it seems she is suddenly having a private whispered conversation with her sketch. As you do. I don't understand how she can draw so well when she has the attention span of a butterfly. You don't need to have an attention span to draw, you just do it. As it seems she lost her interest, I go back to work on my drawing as well. I try to add texture to Rin's hair to somehow grasp the way the golden afternoon sun lights her bright red tousle of flame and transfer it to my paper in shades of black and gray. Somehow this pen and the bottle of ink seem like such lousy, inadequate tools for the task. Minutes pass, but the sketch doesn't magically look any more like Rin than it did before. Her voice wakens me from my despair. What about now? Excuse me? Are you having fun already? Why do you keep asking that? Because it's a club, right? Clubs are meant to be fun. You join to have fun. Are you having fun? Is it important that I'm having fun? Yes. Okay, I'm having fun. Good. Good talk. I wonder if I said that just to please her or if I really meant it. I can't really decide which it was. I don't hate this though. I can honestly say that much. It's good enough for now. Well, you'll get better. As the allotted time to finish the studies quickly ticks away, I desperately try to improve my awful sketch, but it doesn't seem to get any better. It doesn't seem to get any better. Blah, 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 blah. I want to start again from scratch, but what would be the point? There's no time for that either. Okay, everyone, that's it for today. Too loud. Please turn in the drawings on my desk, and I'll see you all next Monday. Aww. I glance at my portrait. It doesn't exactly look like Rin. I guess you could say it portrays her, but that might be a bit generous. It's okay. It looks enough like Rin. The nose and jaw look hideous, and the shading is terrible. Granted, it's my first attempt at drawing with ink, but it's still pretty bad. That's not that bad, considering that yeah, that's not bad. She sneaked up behind me while I was lost in thought. Damn it, I was hoping I could smuggle the portrait to the teacher without you seeing it. Why? I'm not really happy with it. I wish I could draw better. Well, you gotta practice, my friend. You just need some practice. Oh, you just need some practice. Could you take my drawing to the teacher too? Curious myself about how the sketch turned out, I peek at the picture from the way Rin was drawing. It looked like she was really into it. Aw, look, that's pretty good. It's excellent. Somehow, the seemingly arbitrary strokes come together to form an image of my face, and the shape of my chin, to the messy hair, to the somewhat gloomy expression. Her sketch blows my mind. I'm gonna say, "You're amazing!" Wow, you're amazing. It's not that amazing. But thanks. I take a closer look at her work. It's still glistening with slowly drying ink. Is the picture getting closer to me? Stop! Stay where you are. You know, I look kinda grim here. You don't look kinda grim. I mean, you do look kinda grim. I mean, I agree. But it's also true otherwise too. Like this you. Not the you I made. Wait, what? You do look kind of grim. I mean, I agree. But it's also true otherwise too. Like this you, not the you I made. Oh, she just meant like, she's like, yes, you are grim. Sorry to break it to you. I do? I think so, at least. Her simple statement makes me suddenly feel incredibly self-conscious. I feel like I need a mirror right now to confirm or debunk Rin. It's a nasty feeling. Maybe it's just her. I hope it's just her, and that I don't look like that sketch to everyone. It's a good sketch, but somehow I get a really oppressive feeling from it. Maybe you give a really oppressive feeling to others. I see. Anyway, it looks really good. You really are amazing. Thanks. I'm glad I could draw you. You're an interesting person. No, you! Got him. You're an interesting person too, but that didn't help me much. My self-deprecation has no limits today, but Rin ignores it all. I knew that I could never compare, but to see the difference with my own eyes is quite humbling. See, I tried to make you look like you think a lot, since you did a lot of thinking. And yeah, I might have overdone the fed up with life expression, but cynics are like that, right? I want to retort something snappy, but Nomiya gives me no time to think, ushering us to the door. Get the hell out of here, kids! Hurry up, you two! While we've been chatting, the rest of the club has taken their leave. I quickly pick up our drawings and take them to the teacher's desk before hurrying after Rin, who has already left the classroom. Is he gonna grade them? You get graded in clubs? That's not how that's supposed to work. She is not in the hallway, to my surprise. I wonder where she managed to run off to in just a few seconds. Would have been nice to talk more. Well, not that I have much to say, except maybe get back at her for calling me a cynic. Well, stop being a cynic, and she won't call you that. It's surprisingly late. I already got used to school ending at the same time every day, so I can feel the extra hours in my head and my gut. Is he hungry? Yes. My growling stomach reminds me that I am absolutely ravenous. I'm so hungry that I dare to try anything the cafeteria staff has deemed edible. Even when I see today's delicacy, fried mystery lumps, my steely resolve doesn't fade. I stuff the dinner down without tasting it at all, which is probably for the best. I don't have much homework to do, but what little I have won't get done by itself, so I stroll toward the dormitories. Please don't run into Kenji. No. Why did you knock on his door? What have I told you? Don't talk to him. He's a freak. Preparing for the post-homework lull, I knock on Kenji's door. He responds from the other side, although I can't make out what he said. I try the door, but it's locked. After several seconds, the locks click open and he opens the door. Hi, hey, could I borrow a book? The library was already closed after I got away from my club meeting. He is squinting even more than usual, and his eyebrows are twitching nervously. Club. That's dangerous, man. Indoctrination, groupthink, brainwashing, you name it. High school clubs sow the seeds of conspiracy. Do you know how many secret societies have grown from high school clubs? Watch your back and don't get in too deep. And don't get too deep in. You might not come back. Okay, Kenji. So how about that book? Sure, but return them and don't spoil any of my books. No drinks, no food stains, no bodily fluids. Capiche? Sure, thanks. What do you think I'm doing with your books, dude? Think I'm going on a bender and just drinking and eating and getting greasy fried juice all over it and then ejaculating onto your book? What do you think I'm gonna be doing? I'm reading. Instead of letting me in, he retreats from the door, closing it again. After a few seconds, he returns with a stack of 3 thick books and hands them over to me. More books for me to get greasy jizz on. Opening the topmost one, a familiar emblem stamped on the copyright page greets me. Your books? These are from the school library. They're now mine. Oh. You stole these? What are you talking about, man? I've been liberating these from the oppressive feminist movement that controls the library. Please say oppressive feminist movement doesn't mean that poor librarian girl Yuko. She doesn't even oppress a wet towel. Kenji turns away, mumbling something I can't make out, and closes the door behind him. Before going to my own room, I enter the bathroom. While washing my hands, my eyes catch a reflection from the mirror above the sink. Oh, it's the me. I try to look for the grimness Rin saw in me, but it's just the usual me inside the mirror that stares back. I attempt to tell myself that this is what I've always looked like, but I realize I don't remember what I looked like a half a year ago. Probably like that, but like half a year younger. Bum 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 bum. And then I open my little eyes. Okay, I'm gonna leave it off here, cause it's a good stopping point. I want to stop off at the endings and the beginnings of the day, cause I think that's a good idea. So what do? We drew with Rin. That's pretty much it. And then we got accused of ruining Kenji's books that aren't even his, cause he's a punk. Sorry about the hiccup. So I will see everyone in the next video.